no problem. That's what Portugal have shown because they are through to the World Cup quarterfinals, and not only are they are through with a massively dominant win over Switzerland. We were all talking before the match, and probably we were just so excited at the fact that Morocco had in fact pulled off a massive upset over Spain that the thought process was, okay, can maybe Switzerland pull off the upset? You see Ronaldo's on the bench, you think, yeah, maybe Switzerland is suddenly fancying their chances. But my oh my, what a match this was, and what a showing it was from one man who we're going to talk about right now, Goncalo Ramos. My God. Imagine being a 21-year-old getting handed your World Cup debut in place of Cristiano Ronaldo, arguably one of the greatest players of all time, and then going on to score a hat trick. And in doing so, by the way, breaking quite a few records. So, for one, Gonzalo Ramos now has more FIFA World Cup knockout game goals than both Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi combined. Messi has one goal in the knockouts, and Ronaldo has no goals in the knockouts. Not that that's for a lack of trying. I mean, to be fair, he did put the ball into the back of the net in this particular encounter. Unfortunately, he was about 4 yards offside, and he probably already knew it. And I mean, what I will say, aside from the fact that Santos was the fact that Gonzalo Ramos showed that he's indeed one to watch out for in the future. Aside from the wonderful performance he put in, it's safe to say that this is something, his performance, I mean, even if he had just scored one goal and generally been good, it would have absolutely vindicated the stance taken by Fernando Santos. But my oh my, you're bringing on a kid from the bench who's then not only coming off the bench and showing confidence, showing good movement, but then ends up scoring 3 goals. I mean, wow. I mean, how do you do that? I mean, you're coming on, you're playing your World Cup, your first ever game, you've scored 3 goals in the knockouts, you've taken your country to the quarterfinals. That is massive, whichever way you look at it. And Gonzalo Ramos showed no pressure whatsoever. He didn't seem phased or intimidated by the stage he was on. He just went out there and did what he does best, and that is score goals and score some very good goals. And it says a lot that Portugal, and I just have to make this point, is that generally speaking, people say, oh, if Ronaldo's not starting, then Portugal won't win, they won't play well. But, this has to be the most complete performance I've seen from the Portuguese side in this World Cup. In fact, it's the most complete performance I've seen from this Portuguese side in quite a while. And really, it all comes down to one thing for me. It's the fact that with Ronaldo playing, he does end up becoming a focal point. So what happens is that all of the attacking play, the end product, kind of ends up going through Ronaldo. With Ronaldo not there, the attack looked a lot more fluid. And to be fair with Ronaldo, what happens is that he's sometimes a static presence up front. He doesn't often run, beyond. He doesn't look to drop deep. When he does tend to drop deep, he's not very effective. But you look at how Gonzalo Ramos was playing. He was dropping deep more often than not. He was looking to link play with the other forwards, with the midfielders, and it helped Portugal's play so much. So I'm going to go out there on a limb and say that I think it's going to be a very hard decision for Fernando Santos to take if he does indeed decide to drop Gonzalo Ramos for the next game. Because how do you drop a player who was involved in 4 of your 6 goals tonight? Aside from his hat trick, he also had an assist. I mean, Gonzalo Ramos has shown that there is in fact life indeed without Ronaldo. And for Switzerland, you have to feel bad because unfortunately they had a good run to the trophy to the round of 16, but unfortunately they just ended up being bested by the better side. They weren't really in the match after the first couple of goals, really. So after that point, it was just a case of mitigating damage, something that they couldn't do. I'll just take a few of you guys' comments because I'm seeing a few of them rolling in, and I'm very glad all of y'all are joining us. It's past what. It's 2:30 at night, 2:29 as of now, if I'm being precise. Robin Yadav says Santos's decision is vindicated. I wholeheartedly agree with you, Robin Yadav. Love Rami says Ronaldo's face expression said it all whilst being substituted, and yours to Shensa in the video thumbnail on Portuguese win. Yeah, I mean, I was constantly watching his expressions through the match because I did kind of expect that there would be a camera focused on him, and I was correct. I mean, to be fair, you could see it on his face that he seemed a little disappointed to not be involved in it. But the reason also, I hate saying this, but Portugal were playing so well because Cristiano Ronaldo wasn't on the pitch. Love Rami again says Gonzalo Ramos, Yao Felix, and Leao are the future of Portugal. Ramos is the first player to score a hat trick in his first World Cup game since 2002. Kudos to Portugal and Santos' decision. Very, very true. Couldn't have said it any better myself. Uh, Moise Uddin is asking a golden question. Do you think that Portugal should stick with the same 11? You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb and say yes. They should stick with the same 11 because if you drop Gonzalo Ramos now, what does it say about sporting meritocracy? I mean, at the end of the day, yes, I know Ronaldo is Ronaldo and this, that, potentially greatest of all time, yada, yada, yada. Fair enough. How do you justify dropping a player who scored 3 goals and got you an assist in a knockout game? Ronaldo has yet to ever score a goal in the World Cup knockouts. I think for me it's a no-brainer decision. I would stick with the same 11 if I were the Portugal manager, but let's see if Fernando Santos feels the same way. I mean, he's already shown today he doesn't really shy away from taking the big decisions. A couple more comments. Rohit Roy says that team before the individual, very brave decision by Portugal. Yeah, especially considering that individual is Cristiano Ronaldo, arguably one of the greatest players of all time. You know, the reason he was often indulged and cajoled by his managers was because they knew what it is that he brought to the team in terms of value. And the fact of the matter is that he just said, no, enough is enough. You are becoming too big for your boots, and I'll ensure that I cut you down to size. And he put him on the bench. Portugal had arguably their best performance of the World Cup. Suddenly, Ronaldo should be a little fearful because, again, as I said, my personal opinion, my humble opinion, my 2 cents, I would not change this 11. I would keep Ronaldo on the bench. Whether that happens, that is remaining to be seen. But of course, we now know the quarterfinal roundup for the FIFA World Cup. So it's going to be a pretty exciting round of 8. So do join us for that when, in fact, that it comes about. Right now, don't forget, there's going to be a 2-day break in the football action. That's a wonderful welcome and a welcome break from the other World Cups which you may have seen in the past because you like that little gap in play. So in a way, good thing. There'll be 2 days gap before the quarterfinals commence. Join us for that, and of course, we'll be bringing you plenty of live updates, stories, news, views, features from Qatar itself. We have Anuj there, we have Nikhil there. They'll be bringing you all the wonderful stuff straight from Qatar. There's a nice little video there as well where Nikhil's gone shopping for fan merchandise. If you haven't seen that, I'd highly recommend you go check it out. For now, I am actually taking your leave. Thank you guys very much for joining us and joining us not just for this particular video but through the night for all the videos that we do. Really appreciative of you all. If you enjoy what it is that we do, shower your love, give us a like, share the video, subscribe to the channel already if you haven't, and of course tap that bell icon, leave us a comment, follow us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, and last but not least, download the AajTak app. You'll get to see all of the World Cup highlights there, including that wonderful hat trick from Goncalo Ramos. Don't forget to check that out on the app. It's free of course. You can watch it in Hindi or English, whatever the language of your choice. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead, download the app. For now though, all of y'all, me included, time to get some sleep. Good night, bye bye, see you all tomorrow.